It's not just about having one good shot. In tennis, you have to have everything.
You've got to start from the bottom and go up.
It doesn't just happen overnight.
The levels just get harder.
Every match is a big match.
It's pretty ruthless. You have to win or you go home.
Inside top 100, you get into main draw of Grand Slam, and that's where everyone wants to compete.
We're trying to be the best we can be.
Always trying to prove other people wrong, really.
Okay, this will be interesting.
Welcome to Turkey for the 2024 edition of the World Team Cup.
The World Team Cup is basically like a wheelchair version of the Davis Cup. It was Alfie, Gordon, me and Ben, and the coach was Rob Cross.
16 teams have been split into 4 groups and will each contest 3 round-robin ties, with the winners of each group progressing to the semi-finals.
It's kind of different to the Davis Cup in the fact that all categories, so men's, women's, juniors, quads, it's all happening at the same time, so it can get very hectic. Yeah, there's just so many players.
Great Britain come into this year's tournament as defending champions, and they'll be looking to take home their 4th World Team Cup men's title here in Antalya.
Yeah, it was great to have Dahnon in the team at World Team Cup. We've been playing the Junior World Team Cup together for a while, and we were the 1 and 2s there, so it's like we're both sort of starting fresh again in the seniors. We would be sitting there watching the matches together, just like chatting rubbish and, you know, learning and trying to take in as much as we can. We're in a very similar situation and part in our careers in terms of development.
I'd say we're probably polar opposites. Like, he's very high energy, he's very, you know, bold, I'd say, whereas like I'm quite reserved.
I didn't anticipate that one, did you?
Yeah, just completely opposite, I'd say.
It's always a good laugh and a good time when I'm with him.
He's there if I need to talk to him. He's, you know, he's probably my best mate. Yeah, he's really easy to get on with, and you know, I think everyone likes him. Everyone finds him funny. So, yeah, I've always just got on with him really from day one. So yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot.
In the second year of playing for me, he was kind of starting at the same time, so we always had some close battles when I was younger, and kind of for the first like 3-4 years-ish of us playing juniors, I was kind of better than him for a while, and then suddenly he had a massive like growth spurt in terms of his ability, and he was getting more results, and I was losing confidence because of it, so I feel like we're at a kind of similar point right now, and yeah, we'll see where we're at in a few years.
I think it's crucial in your development, especially from a young age, to have battles and rivalries. It always makes you look ahead and also look behind. You know, if you're chasing someone, you definitely self-reflect and you analyse on what you need to do to improve to be able to get to that next stage.
Men's singles champion, Ben Bartram.
Having that at a young age, like Ben and Dan, they're always just constantly pushing each other to the next level, whilst also accomplishing things at the same time. It's good for the friendship, but also good for them as professionals.
It's been great for both of our developments to have each other to practice against and play against. You know, we've always got someone pushing the other. It's always been great competing against each other because, you know, what is the saying? Like, iron sharpens iron or something. Probably not it, but you know what I'm saying.
Dahnon Ward in his first World Team Cup in the senior team.
Players like Ben and Dahnon, who have obviously got a lot of potential and have won futures events and are doing really well and progressing through the rankings, but then to make that next step up, the game's a lot stronger, the pace of the ball, the movement is slightly different, your anticipation of it, also just match management, you know, dealing with your emotions, your confidence, discipline. You know, there's so many areas of the game now which, you know, you probably don't think about when you're in the juniors because you know, you're probably playing a lot less and maybe have other commitments, but when you go to full-time commitment, putting your body through it, whether it's on court or in the gym, is part of it. And then, like I said, there's so many other components to it. So, long-winded answer, but yeah, it's harder.
Welcome to Antalya in Turkey. It is the men's competition at the World Team Cup.
From what you have seen of him on court, what's his game like? What are his strengths?
Well, he doesn't lack power, that's for sure.
A beautiful backhand from Dahnon Ward, who really is playing some good tennis here.
Dahnon plays a pretty aggressive game. I like to hit the ball hard. Yeah, this is probably a very basic way of explaining it. Hit big, hope.
When he came onto the scene, we played Battle of the Brits match together, and I was just taken back by the sort of effortless strength that he had around the court, the way he can move so quickly, strike a ball pretty much anywhere in the court with a lot of power. I've seen him develop a lot recently, where he's certainly coming into his own and learning his identity, I believe, on the tennis court.
A fantastic display from Dahnon Ward, who runs away with things in the end. 6-love in the third over Tomoya Tachi. And that confirms it's 3 wins from 3 ties for Great Britain this week here in Antalya, after a singles victory earlier on for Gordon Reid.
You need to cut yourself with a slack. You're hitting back, everything well, every shot well.
Rob has known me since I was really young, so I think he knows how to act with me and how to get the best out of me on court, really.
It just gets away from the tactical and everything about that, doesn't it? It's like, alright, we've got to make sure that you're not getting too down on yourself. It's like we need to start really getting away from that. Yeah, there's just a bit of work to be done.
I think we both share similar personalities on court. We can both be very hard on ourselves at times, but as well as that, after the matches, we'll both realise what we did wrong, and instead of just getting frustrated about it, we'll go about it in a smarter way than just being like, oh, I'm angry I lost. We'll look at ways that we can both improve and make sure that whatever went wrong doesn't go wrong again in the future.
That's the problem with my tennis at the minute, really. Just really negative. Yeah, it only takes a few bad games and I'm just losing my head on the court, so I don't know what changes, but I wish I could control it, and I don't think I give myself enough credit, really, when I'm doing something well. I think in my head I just highlight the negatives. That's something that I'm working on right now with my psychologist. So yeah, I was positive, I've won 6-love, so.
Well, it's been a great week so far out in Turkey for the British wheelchair tennis teams. They're out there competing in the World Team Cup, and for the men's team, it's a second final in as many years. They've beaten France this afternoon in 2 singles ties to make it to the final, which will take place on Sunday.
There's not lots to say. Obviously, been a good week so far. Everyone's played their part big time. Everyone's had plenty of court time, which I've quite enjoyed being court with all of you. Tomorrow's team, Gordon at 2, Alfie at 1. If it goes to doubles, that's TBC. We'll see what happens during the matches. We all have a big part to play tomorrow in support and everything. Again, it's been a team effort this week, and we continue that tomorrow. Yeah, you guys have been great, off the court and on the court. It's not being condescending, but learning from these boys this week. I can see what you've done on warm-ups and everything like that, and I think it's been great. So, yeah, credit to you all. And guys, cheers for helping out as well. So that's it. Yeah, and let's try and have a good day tomorrow, and hopefully we can celebrate. All right? With fizzy water.
Tell us what the experience was like of being in the senior team for the first time.
So I spent a lot of time with Ben already, so it was kind of normal. Other than the fact that I was playing loads of board games and stuff in the evening with Alfie and Gordon. I guess we're kind of team bonding, so it's quite good fun actually.
Welcome back to Antalya, Turkey. We're at finals day of the 2024 World Team Cup. In the men's competition, Great Britain have the chance to lift the trophy for the 4th time and defend the title they won last year in Portugal. This should be some final. Spain taking on Great Britain, and first up it'll be Gordon Reid up against Daniel Kavasashi.
Come on, Gordon. Go, mate, this one. Yes, Gordon. Great shot. Great shot. Great set.
So the return just drifts along, and Gordon Reid has put Great Britain off to a good start here. He's taken the opening set over his Spanish opponent, Dani Kavasashi.
Come on, Gordon, this one. Let's go, come on.
And that's going to drift wide, and that will mean Gordon Reid gets Great Britain off to the best possible start in the World Team Cup final.
6-3, 6-4. Never in doubt.
We've got a fascinating one to look forward to. Alfie Hewett up against Martin de la Puente. Great Britain just one victory away from defending their World Team Cup title.
I mean, Alfie's only lost one match against Martin, and it was on clay.
Hewitt's struggling for form today, you can sense it.
I think watching Alfie struggle in his matches, sorry to go back to his tough times, but yeah, like even the best players can struggle.
So that is the opening set going the way of Martin de la Puente. Alfie Hewett clearly having some struggles with the conditions and particularly the surface, but there's still plenty of time for the Brit to find his game.
The conditions are tough for everyone, and it's about who's got the most amount of competitive spirit and who's going to dig in the deepest, really, and I think that's what Alfie really showed.
That's a fantastic comeback, and Alfie Hewett does seal set number 2 to take us the distance here in Antalya.
In those final sets, you know, he came out with some crazy shots when he was match point down.
That is naughty.
Yeah, I think that was a massive takeaway really for me.
Oh, please, 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 please.
What a pass that is from Alfie Hewett, and that seals victory for him and for his country as Great Britain lift a 4th World Team Cup.
No doubt there. He was always going to win that match. Last one, Alf.
So it is a 4th World Team Cup for Great Britain.
The men's team have done well the last few years. Obviously having Ben on the scene and Dahnon coming into the team this year as well.
What a blend of youth and experience there really is in this lineup. Of course, the familiar faces of Alfie Hewett and Gordon Reid, alongside the younger Dahnon Ward and of course Ben Bartram, who both made big contributions here in Turkey.
It's really promising that we have a future. We have a strong nation. You know, we're well supported with the LTA, and it's really promising to see what's coming through. I think there's a lot of interest, a lot of new players playing, which is great. So we've got to keep doing our job, and hopefully in 5-10 years time they can have the shirt, fly the flag, and continue the success that we've had at World Team Cup.
A couple of weeks after Wimbledon finishing, it's kind of a weird time of the year because obviously grass season's over. Very sad that it's over, but yeah, just loved every minute of it. Had some really good wins, really good weeks I think the biggest thing obviously is winning my first match at Wimbledon in the professional circuit.
Bit of a breeze as Lily Miyazaki sets up for match point. She serves into the body, taking the return high, the smash away from Emily Appleton, whose arms are in the air. Elation, jubilation for the British duo as they clinch a first ever Wimbledon main draw win for Appleton.
That was huge, and to share that moment with Lily, who's one of my best friends on the tour as well, was really incredible and yeah, something I'll cherish for a long time. But I think also getting the amount of singles wins that I did this grass season really was a huge thing for me to show me that I belong and that I can compete with these girls. And yeah, it's just been a huge motivating factor to go forwards and to work towards being at these high level tournaments more often. That's where we want to see the best results, and so I was really happy that I was able to do this year. So next week I'm going to Germany. I'll probably do my last week on clay, and then I'm going to come back, play one of the events here in the UK, and then maybe look to get out onto the hard courts in the States. I think, yeah, for the rest of the year I really want to push on, play a lot of tournaments and play for both my singles and my doubles to try and get my rankings up. And then, you know, I'd love to be able to get to Australia at the end of December, January time, and try the tournaments out there and compete with the world's best.
I'm on time, no?
Yeah, but everyone's betting you beat last.
No, they weren't. Ben's going to be here in 5 minutes, though. The Paralympics was always a massive goal for me and dream. It was always something that my dad spoke to me about, and I think he was probably like my main inspiration for it. I've never played in an event that's as massive as the Paralympics, so I guess we'll see what it's like. I'm kind of not expecting anything, but my goals for this year are just just go out there and try and play my best and just soak it all up, really.
What an enormous day as we welcome the players out onto court.
Hi guys, just a quick recap on how everything's been going. Played the Paralympics, which was crazy.
18-year-old Dahnon Ward playing his very first Paralympic match in the singles. He takes on the Moroccan here in front of what should be a fantastic crowd.
Got to play on nearly a full Philip Chatrier court, which was just a memory that will stick with me for the rest of my life.
A wonderful win that is for Dahnon Ward on his Paralympic debut, who comes through in straight sets to reach the next round, 6-3, 7-6.
Since then I've just been working hard, currently playing my final event of the year, and it starts today. I've got quite a tough first round, but I'm feeling good about my game, so I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, wish me luck.
Yeah!
Hey guys, it's Jodie here. So since filming Beyond the Baseline, I got myself back on court, which has been really, really fun. I played my first match back in Monastir, and there was a lot of feelings going back into that match. It's all I'd been thinking about for the last 6 months. I think I'd been bottling up a lot of emotion from the last few months and trying not to feel it and just get through that time, and I think it all came out after that match. The last few weeks and months since filming, I've just been back playing, trying to play as many matches as possible, trying to get my timing back on court, my physicality, my mentality back to where it was. Still a lot of work to be done, but very happy to get through that time and look forward to 2025.
Hi everyone, it's Paul Jubb here. Just giving you a little update. I feel things have been going really well. I feel like I've been constantly improving, constantly getting better with each week with the work I've been putting in, so really, really happy about that. My highlight would be reaching a career high ranking, which I'm currently at. I want to go higher, but a career high is a career high, and that's always a positive and shows you moving forward in the right direction.
Since finishing filming Beyond the Baseline, there's been a number of season highlights for me and a number of milestones that I've unlocked. I am now inside the top 100 in the doubles world rankings, and I also won a title in Vienna. I also recently made the semi-finals of the WTA 250 doubles event in China, and that was a big milestone in my career as well.
After we finished filming the documentary, I went out to the States for a few weeks and played a few tournaments there. And then I came back and played a couple more tournaments. But unfortunately, after that, I found out that I have a bone stress injury in my leg, which is keeping me out of competition for about 12 weeks. So it's been quite a frustrating end to the year. I'm just looking forward to getting back on the court and getting ready for the Australian Open in January.
Since we stopped filming, the season for me has actually gone pretty good. I've been very happy with it. I made another final and won another tournament, lifting my ranking up, and probably the highlight for me this year is getting back inside 250. It's something that I have done before, but it's always amazing to put yourself back in contention with the top 250 best players in the world.